60% of Americans have never met a Muslim, never voiced their opinion directly, and never got an answer.
When I see a demonstration of 10, 15, 20,000 Muslims protesting what's going on, at that point I'll have respect for Muslims.
We traveled across the states to give them that answer and show them what true Islam is all about. 6 US states over 8 weeks. This is what happened.
Being a Muslim in America can sometimes get really difficult with all the stereotypes and whatever is shown in the media. So we decided to actually reach out to the people by creating a sign saying, "I'm a Muslim, ask me anything." So this is what they have to say. So much media and there's so much news and so much stuff that the so-called Muslims are doing, right? So I want to say, hey, I got nothing to do with it. I'm just out here reaching people. If they have any questions, they can ask me directly, right? I'm a Muslim, I look like a Muslim. I pray 5 times a day. So if anybody has any questions about Islam or whatever you see in the news media, whatever it is, right? Or you see some Muslims acting a certain way, you can just ask me. Ask me if that is Islam or not.
You start off with shaking your head, man, because it takes courage to stand up for the people.
Hey, it's
to
all
being
love.
judged. Honestly, it takes a lot of courage.
Thank you. Thank you. It's just love.
Christianity says don't get along with Muslims. Muslims say don't get along with Christians. So all these people are separating people.
Quick question for you.
Go on.
Where in the Quran does it say that don't get along with Christians?
It doesn't say anywhere, but it doesn't say anywhere. You're right.
Actually, it says that you should fight to defend the temples, the synagogues, the mosques, and also all the places of worship.
Do you believe in a verse that says you need to beat your wife if your wife doesn't think? In Quran says you need to beat your wife with things.
Does it say that? What's Arabic that's used?
It says you have to do it with a brush. You have to beat your.
You think that the actual verses of the Quran says that you have to beat your wife with a brush? Because I've read it many times. It doesn't say that.
It does say, doesn't it? If your wife
Have you?
listen to you. I can
No, it doesn't. Yeah, you can Google it. I have the Quran in the pocket as well. Have you ever read the biography of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, of Islam, the founder of Islam?
Yes, I have.
Did you ever read that he beat his wife?
No, he didn't.
There you go.
This is where we need our.
Hey, just wanna. 60% of Americans never talk to a Muslim.
Do you guys teach a violent doctrine against other people that do not practice Islam?
No, not at all. In fact, there is no. You know how some people say there is when a Muslim turns away from Islam, they should be punished by death. That is completely false. Nowhere in the Quran it states that.
As a Muslim, how do you stand on, like feminism and stuff like that, like women's issues? Yeah.
So if you look at the pre-Islamic Arabia, before Islam was revealed, when it started by the founder of Islam, right? Women were treated really bad. Like there were some tribes there who used to actually bury their baby daughters because they felt shame in having a daughter in the house. Had no rights to inherit property, no rights in saying in any of the political issues. They had no rights of inheritance. So if you look, and it's back then, it's recorded, it's in the Quran, they were actually liberated. So women are given all those rights when he came, right? If you look at the West, it didn't happen till like 100 years ago. Wow, look at that, it just looks amazing, man.
All smart people knew this would happen. You're just kicking a beehive and giving them weapons.
Exactly. And they're uneducated. But then, guess what? I want to share something with you. There was 1400 years ago, the founder of Islam said that a time will come when the Muslim clerics will be the worst creatures. He didn't call them humans. He said they'll be the worst creatures on earth. Fifth caliph of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community said, he said, you want to stop these wars, stop the funding. Find out where these people are getting funds, stop their funding, and that's how you can stop them. If you look at Ahmadiyya Muslim community, I'm from that community, what we have been doing, Ahmadiyya Muslim community. So if you look us up, right, you'll actually see that we are actually been condemning violent jihad for the last 125 years.
Approaching rental car center.
To get up in?
And
it's really insane because I was hearing that.
That was from the Bronx
As far as the veil is concerned, and as far as like covering up, and obviously my mom covers up, she wears that loose clothing called burqa and everything. A lot of the women actually, you should actually reach out to the Muslim women. They feel liberated that way instead of being exposed. Exactly, instead of exposing themselves or how women are objectified, that you have to have a half-naked girl on a poster on the billboard, and then your product is gonna sell. So exactly, so they embrace their modesty.
I agree with you. I think it's all about choice. Whenever I see people like people who are trying to be self-righteous or feminists or whatever and saying, oh, we're liberating them by taking away the burqa or whatever, I'm like, no, that you're taking away their choice.
Exactly. Like you cannot rip somebody's burqa off and say I'm liberating them. What kind of liberation is that? So what's your question?
How do you feel about the Islamophobia going on in the U.S.?
I think it's just unfortunate, and I think people like Donald Trump who are actually on national television, they're spewing such hatred. This is something like that has just taken us back 50 years because now people are actually saying stuff which we normally don't hear. So this is home for me. Whoever said that, ma'am, this is home for me. I'm a United States citizen. Thank you. So just for the benefit of the viewers here, I was told to go home. This is home for me. I live in Columbus, Ohio.
I'm a Muslim too, and I'm proud of it.
Thank you. Just got to do this, man. 60% of Americans never talk to a Muslim about Islam, so we figured we should reach out to them.
Cool. That's great. We appreciate that.
What do you believe happens after you pass from this life?
The Quran says that the Jews, the Christians, the Sabians, anybody who believes in whatever they believe in, and they have no fear, they shouldn't have anything to worry about. Just paraphrasing the verse. Basically what it says is that as a Muslim, I can't judge anybody what's going to happen to them. Is basically we are strongly told to believe that it's a man's relationship between God.
As a Muslim, do you think that there should be restrictions on how men and women dress? How men and women dress?
No, not at all. See, that's what Islam says. Islam says there is no compulsion in religion. So anyone from any religion can dress however they want to, right? At the same time, if you're a Muslim, there's certain guidelines that Islam says. And main thing that Islam says is dress with modesty. Not just for women, also for men. So we're all supposed to do that. What's your question?
What do you think about racism?
Islam teaches that all men are made equal. We all bleed the same blood. So there's no racism in Islam, and Islam actually teaches that you're supposed to treat everyone with love and affection. And from the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, that's where I'm from, we are believers in love for all, hatred for none. And we are taught, like the Prophet himself said, that all men are made equal, so there shouldn't be any differences. And that's why when you go pray, we're all lined up together and praying, regardless of the man is rich, poor, black, white, whatever, and that actually increases brotherhood. To be very honest, I was quite nervous while we were doing this social experiment. However, we were very well received, and even in the airports and airplanes, we did the social experiment, and people were patting my back and saying, thank you for doing this. We need more Muslims like this out here. So the question is, are we doing enough as Muslims? Because the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the only community who actually believes that the Messiah has come, and we're taught as young children to defend our faith by actions, not just our words. So what I learned from this social experiment is that Americans in general, they're very loving and kind people, and they're open-minded, and they're willing to learn as long as they get that opportunity. And it is up to us to give them that opportunity, and that gives me hope. There's much hope with Americans and also this country.